Man Morning Show. It's the Mack Man Morning Show. It's the Mack Man Morning Show. Sitting at home when you're in your car. It's the Mack Man Morning Show. No matter if you get far. It's the Mack Man Morning Show. You better tune in quick or you might just miss. It's the Mack Man Morning Show. The best show this side of the sea. It's the Mack Man Morning Show. 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 It's the Mack Man Morning Show.
If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know. Get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
I am Pam Ghostin, owner and creator of Candle Dessert Lounge, Mississippi's finest dessert and drink candles that are hand poured right here in DeSoto County. Our motto is dessert and drinks, 0 calories. We strive to create a vivid imagination of the delicious gourmet desserts and tropical drinks by offering a sweet and zesty vibe with an experience that ignites both your taste buds and sense of creativity. We also do candle making parties, whether it's for a private party, birthdays, anniversary, bachelor or bachelorette parties, business team building. We can do a party for any occasion. For more information, call 662-460-5035. Also, check out our website at candledessertlounge.bigcartel.com. If you're looking for those one-of-a-kind gifts, our candles are perfect for you.
Fake Democrat, MAGA-loving wolf in sheep clothing. Scott Cologne. His mouth is moving, but he's a black lying Mississippi attorney. Yes, another Mississippi attorney endorsed by Congressman Benny Thompson. And he wants to distract you long enough for you to vote for him and send him to Washington, D.C. There's a real Democrat out there providing hope for Mississippi. And because she doesn't have a major endorsement or goes by the title attorney, she's considered the underdog. Priscilla Williams Till does not scratch where it doesn't itch, like her fake Democrat MAGA voting opponent, Scott Cologne. Remember Priscilla Williams Till in March at the polls. Priscilla Williams Till is fighting to rebuild Mississippi from the ground up, and she has never voted for a government shutdown where your EBT and food stamps will be affected like attorney Scott MAGA-loving Cologne has. Priscilla Williams Till campaign is built on a simple truth. When Mississippians are healthy, educated, and living in communities with clean water and strong infrastructure, our state thrives. Don't fall for the lies. Scott Cologne is fake. Priscilla Williams Till is the underdog, but she is the real Democrat in this race. Let's hear from Priscilla.
Voted in their primary and also registered as a Republican in there. So we know without a shadow of a doubt that Mr. Cologne should not be running in this Democratic election for the United States Senator. Registered as a Republican. If he knows that he should not have been running and he tried to trick the Democratic voters, then he should be held accountable for that.
Hello everyone, this is Melissa Schumpert with Melissa Fashion. Come out to our store location. We're waiting to pack those orders and see your smiling faces at 850 North Gloucester Street, Suite 3, Tupelo, Mississippi, 38804. And always you can shop online at melipifashion.com.
Tune in to the Mack Man Morning Show.
Hold up. Man, this is one of the hottest talk radio shows this side of the Mississippi. We're talking about the Mack Man Morning Show, Mondays through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. Man, get you some on
2 dozen states are now bracing for a massive winter storm expected to reach more than 1,500 miles from the plains to the northeast. Authorities are warning of damaging ice and heavy snow with potential power outages and treacherous roads in the south. Hardware stores are running low on supplies like rock salt and ice melt, while state leaders and airports are mobilizing resources ahead of the storm. Meteorologists say more than 90 million people are under winter storm watches now, ahead of what could be record-breaking cold and snow.
And with this winter weather, it is important to remember to stay safe on those roads. Take a look at your screen. This is back here in Iowa. These are some pictures and videos from across the state of those road conditions, crashes, and traffic from yesterday's evening commute. We really saw everything. Semis tipped over, pileups. You want to be careful if you are heading out on the roads. Now, towards northern Iowa, the Cerro Gordo sheriff says when driving in the snow, it's better to stay on highways, but it's always best to avoid travel if possible.
And then once the road is impassable, then everything just kind of comes to a standstill. And, you know, if you're stuck in the middle of a highway, and you may be there for a long period of time. If you have to travel, make sure that it's just emergency travel.
Iowa State Patrol also confirmed yesterday there were reports of multiple semi-trucks across the state being blown over in those high winds.
That we had. Once again, please be very, very careful. The temperature is dropping. There is sleet and rain to the west of the Mid-South. Nothing's really happening on this side of the Mississippi other than a little fog, and we got greatly colder temperatures. The temperatures have dropped for all of our Midwest, and the Mid-South, and even in the southern region. And the real big concern that I have for our listeners in North Mississippi is the Delta. As you know, back in 1993, those of you that remember, there was a horrendous ice storm that froze and kept people at bay for about a week or so before they could even get the power back on. My recommendations are, please keep your devices, charge them all the way up. If you got a battery pack, charge them up. Make sure your generators are outside and not inside. Please, let me say it again. You may have a garage or something and think that you can just let up the door a little bit but no, we don't even want to have the generator anywhere in the premises. So keep them on the outside if you can, safely. For those of you that live, like I said, in the southern region, I have been notified that I haven't had any school closings yet. It won't be because Friday is the major impact. But when it comes down to Monday morning, and I know we haven't even gotten out of the week yet, it is going to be dreadfully cold in this region. Now, for this morning, for you all that got those kids on the corner and they're waiting for the bus, y'all wait with them a little while. Or if you kind of like partner up, don't let a child just sit out there they're waiting for the bus and they're trying to get to school. And there's some school districts that have closed and gone into e-learning. I haven't gotten a list for the South yet, but if anybody has heard anything and you're in our chat, let me know and we will report it. I'm saying this and stressing this because this is a real dangerous storm. The likelihood of someone coming to assist or coming to help is really going to be hampered because in the southern regions, they're not used to all of this weather. Now, in 2025, last year, the major storm that we had, it reached all the way to Atlanta, almost to Florida. And if that's that region that's right there, and Texas got hit real bad. And Atlanta, Texas, Louisiana got hit. Of course, Mississippi was right in there. And the problem is that that kind of equipment is not really used. Snow plows and different things are not used here. But in recent years, they have been trying to step up and meet the needs of the people by making sure that they had some form of snow removal uh, so that people can get by. Please take your time. Those of you that are traveling at night, those of you that are on the roads, got a lot of trucker friends that listen to us in the mornings. But if you hear me this morning, my dear friends, prepare yourselves and please be careful. I know that you're out there and that you are. That you all are, you're making a living and everything, but please don't take any unnecessary risk. Please be careful and get you an emergency kit. Get you some water. Go to the store now. Those of you that don't see precipitation and don't see snow and ice right now, there's no storm. Go and stock up on what you probably would need. Get you a flashlight, some good batteries. Um, Make sure you got plenty of water, canned goods, and provisions because if the officials can't get to you and you're in one of those plagues, in one of those areas that is going to receive ice and snow combined and with the cold weather, it is really going to be something. The rain is coming first, then the freeze. That's what's really concerning me here in this region because, like I said, in 93, it was really, really horrible. My mother had not made it to Mississippi at that time. She was on her way. I mean, as far as living there, and I'm kind of grateful. But my relatives, my friends, and people that I know, the first responders in the Delta that I'm real familiar with Quitman County and with Coahoma County and Panola County fire departments, I know that you're on high alert. Please give them an opportunity to help and realize and understand that this is a volunteer department. So that means that people got to leave their jobs, their homes, and their other various places to rescue and to protect the citizens of their communities. So I'm asking for, and I'm pleading with you that you please, 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 please exercise every option of due caution. Make sure that if you don't have to go out, don't. If you lose power, make sure that you got emergency provisions that you can get out. If there's somewhere that you know that there are going to be power outages, especially in the Memphis and the Shelby County areas, you know that these utility companies they're going to be stretched to the limit. They do have crews that they are calling up. And I'm concerned about Holly Springs, Mississippi, and the Holly Springs utility, not the politicians, folks, but the lack of equipment and things that they need to run things. That's why I said elections are so important because in an event like this, FEMA is supposed to step in, and FEMA is being run by the Department of Homeland Security, if you know, and that's the department's name. I call them the Hitler folks. And I don't know what their plan is. I know that local and state emergency management centers are open because of this. We have a federal government. We don't know what the response is going to be, and I'm not knocking them. I'm not trying to get on them like I do every day, but I know that there is an emergency management crisis. I don't know whether they've been well funded or whatever, because we hadn't had a bad disaster like they're predicting that's going to happen. And ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, listen to the weather, listen to the news, listen to the Mac Man Morning Show. And if I have to come on, that's my job as a broadcaster. That if there's inclement weather or any kind of emergency, as a journalist and as a broadcaster, we're supposed to come on and inform our audiences about what's going on. I know that it gets boring, and sometimes you might not want to quite understand or listen, but please heed this call and check on your relatives. Check on my mom. I got to make sure that everything is well with her. My cousins and my brother, my two brothers are there with her. And I know that they're going to take care of mama, make sure everything is taken care of. But there's some of you that are not around your relatives that are vulnerable. And it's really going to be really difficult in these next couple of days. So let's be vigilant, folks, in what we do. Grand Rising, great day, good morning, all of you. I know that. Let me say this. On yesterday, the man with the orange makeup that lives in the house that white is seriously in some serious decline. And I'm not making jokes about him or anything like that, but this man has some serious physical health problems. This man got up on yesterday and addressed the world leaders, and I have never seen a speech like, not that it was great or we were doing some hurrahs or something, but we got a problem with the orange man. We got a problem with the orange man. Good morning, everybody. He's back down on trying to take Greenland. He hurry up and fix that up because they told him yesterday in so many words, we're gonna fight you, and we're not with you, and we're not signing up with nothing that you're going on. People, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters that are listening to us outside of the United States on Hot Talk Radio International, let me explain to you that we're in a serious constitutional crisis that has not been hadn't had a crisis like this since civil rights movement, and with this kind of madness, even though the leaders weren't mad, it was the Congress and the Dixiecrats and the Caucasian brothers and sisters that were against us, and we had fights and dogs and water hoses, everything in the civil rights movement that they're trying not to teach our children today. It did happen, folks. And we need to let them know that it's happening, which leads us up to where we are today. If this man, this person, gets his way, we're in deep, deep trouble. And he's using and breaking all of the laws. And those that are, I want to talk to those that are with, they may not do nothing to the orange man. They may let him live in the lap of luxury. Oh, we ain't never locked no president up. If there's ever an opportunity now, y'all need to get rid of him, do something to him, put him in a mental institution or something, because we have an unfit president. They can say what they want to say. I wouldn't care who gets mad, who gets upset. Nobody. If this was Barack Obama, I'm just going to tell the truth. And people just sit there and they can say what they want to say. But if it was Barack Obama, we wouldn't even be talking right now about him. He'd be in somewhere locked up, his whole family, everything. And we would not allow it. And everybody, Caucasian, all the white people would have hollered, oh my God, he's killed. And then don't let nobody white on his watch would have happened to in his department of ICE, if he had one or whatever, or Homeland Security, going around shooting folks, and especially white folks. Do you think they have him up in office? So why do we have to endure this person? Call your congressman, text them, email them, do something and let them know how you feel. And we need to get to the ballot box to make sure. I'm not saying nothing is perfect, but anything, not anything, but we got to have something more than what we have now, because we look like idiots on the world stage. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, if it isn't an urgent call, this is a real urgent call. We have a major disaster coming to this country. Are we prepared? No, we fooling with this guy. And with the ICE folks up there pushing people in and breaking the Constitution, no warrants, just come in their house and drag you out of the house. There's a rude awakening if I may not make it, but I tell you I will be in the number. Defend yourselves. Stand up for yourselves. Defend yourselves and stand up for you. I'm going to say it again. Defend yourself and stand up for yourself. Because what's going on is lawless. It's not right. And anybody that says that it is, you racist, low down, low life. Snake in the grass, dogs, butt. Good morning to all of y'all. Y'all hearing this? Yeah, all of them folks, y'all, that's what you are. If you're obeying any kind of orders that hurts the United States and hurts its people that are not doing anything, I'm just saying. You think about it. The Nazis said we were following orders and they hung them all that they could find and executed them all. Yeah, they did. You can't ask any of them. And they went running, hiding all over the world because what they did, the war crimes that were done. Think about the war crimes that this man has done trying to hide the Epstein files. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, we know he a freak and a child molester. And the Congress knows. And the Supreme Court, everybody know. Some of them were with him. So let the chips fall where they may. But on this morning, as we are coming on the air right now, Jack Smith, the special counsel that was appointed to investigate and to prosecute the wrongdoings of this president, is testifying before Congress for the first time, wide open. Now, those of you that took time to look at the 8 hour, I had to look at it, God help us. Look at the 8 hour deposition that Jack Smith, the special counsel, was given. You be shocked at what you hear. See, people, let me tell you something. The people perish because of lack of knowledge. Let that sit in for a second. The people perish because they don't know. They have a lack of knowledge. I didn't know that was going on. Pay attention. Why where we got to go now? They didn't tell us nothing about that. Even with the storm, some people are still. And please, y'all, if you see somebody under a bridge, if you see somebody out in the street, and y'all love your dogs and your cats more than you love human beings. I'm just gonna tell the truth. There's some people got diapers and clothes and insurance and car. I'm not dissing and talking about you, but there's a human being out there somewhere that need a cup of coffee, may need somebody to call human services. Churches in these rural communities that don't have shelters, open up your doors. Put on some of that chicken or something and get something to go. Well, if you was having a program, y'all be selling hot dogs and cookies and everything. Don't get so enamored that you can't open up don't be like Joel Osteen. In Houston, they had a real, I think it was some snow or something was going on. It was a storm. It was something they needed a place for people to come, and he didn't open his church. Rich folks, supposed to be of Christ. Oh, no, we don't want nobody messing up our church. Y'all got to be crazy. I wouldn't support a place that can't support humanity. I'm not giving you a dime. Nothing. Sow a seed. For what? When emergencies and things like this happen and the crises that are happening around, kids are in the street doing what they do. I see very few, thank you, Bishop Trotter. I see a lot of people, I see very few people out there. Oh, but y'all riding in them Bentleys, y'all riding in them great chariots. You're living in your nice house, nice and warm, got generators and emergency provisions and security people and everything. I have not seen such foolishness in my life. Where are the servants? But then our dog get cold. We bring the dog in, put it by the fire and everything, and just, we got insurance and take it to the doctor. There are people right now, doggone human beings, that can't even go to the doctor because they have no insurance. Preventive care, shots, where they going to pay for them from? Let's have a little heart, people, and understand. I'm not talking about your little pooches and kitty cats and things like that. I'm not knocking you because you have them. That's good. You might be mad. He talking about dog. You mean you care enough about a dog than a human being? I don't something wrong with you. I said it. Let's be careful. Let's be careful in what we're doing. Now, let me get to some of this stuff. that's been happening. As we were saying before, that Mr. Jack Smith, the special counsel, the man at the Hague, that means that's the International Court of Justice, is going to be speaking on today, testifying before Congress, committee in Congress. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, this is a against this tyranny that's going on in our country. As I said before, Brother Lee Mack is here. We're grateful for our co-host and our chief commentator, because there's a lot that I said yesterday. I wish he was here just to give commentary, and I'm just going to drop this in here. We got wars and rumors of war. We got this man over here with the craziness, and Mr. Smith, Jack Smith, is going to be testifying and giving out and laying it out. And I want you to think about this, folks. We're at a time and in a place and in a time now that I just don't know. I just don't know right now what their decisions are going to be. But I just hope and pray that they make the decision that is right, and that we step up to the game in our own lives. We have a responsibility. We cannot be just shucking and jiving about what goes on in our lives and about our family's security. I got Brother Lee Mack here, man. You just don't know. I am just grateful for him being here. We're going to bring him. I'm going to just take a break real quick before we bring him. You're listening to the Magman Morning Show each and every weekday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's 10 o'clock on the East Coast right here. Hot Talk Radio and television broadcasting, Mac Media 3 Productions, and all of our affiliates around the world and right here in this country. We welcome you and we welcome our new listeners and viewers. We'll be right back. I'm going to take a break, and we'll be right back and get some stuff out of the way. And then we're going to bring our co-host, Brother Lee Mack, co-host of the Mack Man Morning Show. We'll be right back.
I am Pam Ghostin, owner and creator of Candle Desserts Lounge, Mississippi's finest dessert and drink candles that are hand poured right here. I am Pam Ghostin, owner and creator of Candle Desserts Lounge, Mississippi's finest dessert and drink candles that are hand poured right here in DeSoto County. Our motto is dessert and drinks, 0 calories. We strive to create a vivid imagination of the delicious gourmet desserts and tropical drinks by offering a sweet and zesty vibe with an experience that ignites both your taste buds and sense of creativity. We also do candle making parties, whether it's for a private party, birthdays, anniversary, bachelor or bachelorette parties.
If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know. If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know. Get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
Tune in to the Mack Man Morning Show. Hold up, man. Tune in to the Mack Man Morning Show. Hold up, man. This is one of the hottest talk radio shows this side of the Mississippi. We're talking about the Mack Man Morning Show, Mondays through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. Man, get you some on WKRA 92.7 FM. Man, beat me there. Don't meet me there.
All right, Okay, we're back on the Mack Man Morning Show. Listen, I don't know what happened to my sound. Okay, we're back on the Mack Man Morning Show. Grand Rising, great day to all of you that are here. Brother Lee Mack is here, but I got something else I wanted to share with you, and I'm trying to find it. But please be vigilant in this terrible weather that we're experiencing, and also that this major storm that is coming through. I want to tell you, do not play with this storm. Please don't play with this storm. This storm is really, really going to give us the flux. So y'all just be prepared. You're in the Midwest right now. It's in the West around Oklahoma City. To all of our friends over there, you all prepared. They are prepared. They realize that sometimes they got bad weather, and they are prepared as far as with trucks and different things that are out there. We'll be right back. One more time we're going to do and salute one of our sponsors. We'll be right back.
If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know. Get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
Tune in to the Mack Man Morning Show. Hold up. Man, this is one of the hottest talk radio shows this side of the Mississippi. We're talking about the Mack Man Morning Show, Mondays through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. Man, get you some on WKRA 92.7 FM. Man, beat me there. Don't meet me there.
All right, we're grateful and we're happy to have Brother Lee Mack. He is here. I'd like to welcome all of our listeners and our viewers on Hot Talk Radio and television, our international and national network, all of the 50 states and some of our countries outside of the United States. Welcome, Grand Rising from the United States of America in the Central Time Zone. Whether it's still dark, it may be light, you may be evening. We don't know what the time zones are, but wherever you're listening to us, we're grateful for you tuning in. Also, we'd like to also say in a programming note, we're going to be having some special programming coming up real soon, especially in next week. We're going to be having some special guests coming in, and there's some things that are going on in various states that we are going to be reporting on. Let me say this here as I have Brother Lee Mack here, our co host and our chief commentator. We just got through celebrating, as a country, we just got through celebrating Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And I want to ask you all, even in all of that, we shall overcome and been to the mountaintop, but there was some other intimate conversations that Dr. King had with people about our economy, about the government, how things are ran, how we should be self sufficient, and not in such a way where uh, others have said. And, there's some folks we ain't going to listen to. We call them radicals, and folks will call them radical. But we got to stand up and we got to be counted. And I'm not saying just to be counted as people here in this country or receiving the benefits that we so graciously receive all the time, but to really, really look at what's really going on. I want Brother Lee back, and I'm going to ask him, and I like to welcome him home. I know he's been away doing some things, and I wanted to just emphasize, and I wanted to see if we the man was over there, Brother Lee Mack. Come on in, and if you say Grand Rising to your wonderful guest.
Great
Hey,
day and new
man.
beginnings,
All
everyone.
right, good to have you. And I wanted to say, Brother Lee, there's two things that I want to talk about, and I want you to kind of chime in on. One is this: uh, Mr. Jack Smith is getting ready to tell on the Orange Man about the things that are going on, and what significance that it or not significant it might be. Secondly, I want you to address, if you can, uh, the seriousness of how we need to come together and just get things in order. We're at a breaking point in our country where there has to be some decisions by our leaders. But we're going to go on and we're just going to kick off with that. Brother Lee Mack, y'all, our co-host of the Mack Man Morning Show and our chief commentator. Come on, Brother Lee, and give us some analogies of some of the things that you've heard and give us your commentary on what's going on. Brother Lee Mack, y'all.
Well, I like to say this: the things that's gonna be told by this guy you just mentioned. I don't know if it'll make any difference at all because
Yeah, that was Jack Smith.
we've
Yeah,
heard
go
so
ahead.
much already, and every time we hear rumors about what's gonna happen or what somebody's gonna say about him, and then if it's said, then nothing happens. Look, this man has said that he could shoot somebody in the middle of central Times Square and he could get away with it. If any other government official or any official, any person would have said that on the air, they would have been, man, people would have done something. Something would have been done. He would have been at least what they call, he wouldn't have been listened to. He would have been excommunicated. But he's said things and he's done things, not just said things, done things. He said that he grabs women by the crotches, and that's what he does. That's how he gets around. That's how what he does. And saying that and hearing that him say it out of his own lips, he didn't deny it. And still, he got voted for the first time and the second time. So now we hear that he's done some other things and he's about to be told by eyewitnesses, and we thinking that, oh, this is gonna be it. Well, don't be surprised if nothing gets done. Don't be surprised if people look the other way. They know he's the devil. They know the devil is working for them. See, that's the thing. We don't understand that if the devil's working for you, you're not going to stop it. They say they're against the devil, against wrong, against liars, cheaters. And he checks all the boxes that you say you don't want, you don't like. And see, here's the thing: these people that voted for him, these people that keep silent, he is everything that they want, but he's everything that they say they're against. And that's the thing. It's an oxymoron. It's working against whatever they say they are. They say they have integrity. He doesn't have any. They say they can't stand a liar, but he is a liar. They say they can't stand a cheater, but he's a cheater. They can't say, the things that they say they don't like, he is. But they support him. He talks out the side of his neck and people just ignore it or they support it. And see, and that's the thing we fail to understand. We fail to look at it and see it for what it is. Okay, he says he wants to buy. Listen, let's look at this for a minute. He says he wants to buy the country of Greenland. Now listen to this. You want to buy this Caucasian country. It's a very small country. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. Listen, my people. On a map, Greenland looks huge. But that map was manufactured by Caucasians. And the strange thing about these maps that we look at and we see in geography classes and we see at the museums are not correct. Like they show you a map of Africa and they make Africa look like it's a tiny place. But Africa is actually the biggest continent, biggest land mass in the world. You could put the whole US, whole Europe, whole Australia, all of that you can put inside of Africa. But they make Africa look like it's just a small mass of land. And see, that's because it's not Caucasian. Caucasians have manufactured and blew up maps of Europe like it's a very small place. Europe is a very small place. And he's talking about buying Greenland, and it's like this. It's like a woman buying earrings and she ain't got no shoes to wear. You buying Greenland, and we got people here that need education, housing, and health care. And you're talking about buying another country. Even mentioning that should get you impeached. But you're on the air talking about you want to buy a country, and this one is not correct. This one got problems. Everything is happening left and right in the wrong way, and you want to buy a country? Do you know that you can bankrupt this country trying to purchase another country, and you're trying to purchase a white Caucasian country? Here we have problems here. You got countries and you got Haiti. You should be helping Haiti. You should be helping Jamaica. You should be helping Cuba. You should be helping Mexico. You should be helping Honduras. You should be helping Sudan. You should be These are countries that we need to put some money into these countries and help these countries get back on their feet. But yet and still, we trying to buy a country that don't want us. But they never know. You know what? Here's the thing. You haven't seen anybody on the street of Greenland talking about they want to be a part of the U.S. No one asked the people. No one has asked those people, what do you think about the U.S.? They hate us. And when I was watching, I was taking glimpses of this peace summit that they have. And you notice not one African American, not one African period, not one black person is in that room. See, this is a conference of Caucasians, mostly a gathering of Caucasians deciding what peace is going to be for the rest of the world. That's insane. That's what I have to say, my brother.
And you know, I don't know, Brother Lee. Sometimes people don't understand that the consequences of that man opening his mouth. I was looking at a press conference and he would talk and then he would be quiet and they go hollering and it'd be noise. And then when he opened his mouth, we get dead silent. And whether people know it or not, people, the stock markets and the business community and the country, it just gives them a rattle when he opens his mouth and say. A lot of people don't believe Brother Lee, and maybe somebody say you exaggerate me. I'm exaggerating, but there's something physically wrong with him. Have you noticed anything about this man? Can you give any kind of commentary about that?
The man's in
Is he sick
the
or what's wrong with him? Is he crazy or what's wrong?
he's in the worst health, mentally and physically. I mean, he's barely been kept together with little tape and a little wire. This man is physically not capable of being the president. And I notice he's an idiot, but you know what? He's not like a child. He's a child. I was watching a little bit of that peace summit, and I was, you know what? And I was waiting to see some things. And I do not like watching him on television anywhere. But the thing I was waiting on to see this morning at about, I don't know, 4 or 5 o'clock. I think it was 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, maybe sooner than that, about 5 o'clock this morning. He was on the air. He was on, because at that in Greenland, wherever he was at, it was 11 o'clock over there. And they had the dignitaries. They all sitting on the stages, the leaders of what they call their countries, and they were all coming in one by one. And some of them was getting applause from some of the people that were sitting, the dignitaries that was sitting on the stage, and they would applaud some of the dignitaries that were walking in and getting into their seats. And the thing is, so Donald Trump was the last one to enter the room. He took longer than anyone to enter the room. So I was waiting to see the reaction. Now, not everyone applauded whenever all the dignitaries came in one by one. When he came in, they not only applauded, they stood up when he came in the room. You gotta treat the child. They know he's a child, and that's what he says he likes. Just like he said he likes the North Korean dictator, because everybody stands up when he comes into the room. And he says that's what I like. So and and uh and so when he came into the room, he said he came into the room, everyone stood up and applauded like he was the leader of the world. But they didn't do it for any dignitary that came in the room before him. And that reminds me of my pastor. He said something. He said this, and not he's not my pastor anymore. But I can mention his name because this is what he said coming out of his mouth. Smokey Norfolk. He said, when Jesus come in the room, everybody stands up. But when I come in the room, nobody does that. I'm like, you're not Jesus. Your head is too big. And see how they get the big head. And this came from Smokey Norfolk's mouth. He says, not everybody is standing up when I come in the room. I say, it's not about you.
Wow.
See, he's supposed to be doing the work of God, and his head gets so big that he figures it's about him now. And this is what he has said. I heard it for myself. I was in the audience when he said it. So this is just another example of how you can get the swollen head. Just like Donald Trump, he has gotten the swollen head. Most pastors have the swollen head.
Mm.
They do. They feel that they're bigger than Jesus. They're bigger than God Himself. And they want their credibility and that elevation, and they want you to bow down because they say they work for the Lord. They working for the but they put themselves above Him. And see, that's the thing. When it's sad to see this, but it's not just happening by Donald Trump. It's happening in your pastors in the churches and in places like that. But let's talk about Donald Trump for a minute. Here's the
Hmm.
thing: we have to understand that he is the he is in physical form the devil. I mean, when he can tell, and he tells you the devil is very deceptive, but he is not deceptive. He tells you what he's going to do, and he does it. And these people that back him, those are what you call the devil's disciples, the devil's demons. When you see people that sit there, and you got black folks are defending Donald Trump too, which I'd sit there and we say, how can you
There's a
defend?
lot of them out there.
And you know
Yeah.
what? They disguise themselves as saying that they're intelligent. But here's the thing: when you can defend something that's so evil, I question not the man who's not the devil. I don't question the devil because the devil's telling me who he is. I question the people who say they back the devil. They're backing this devil. They black folks are saying, "Oh, he's not so bad." I'm like, well, let me look at you. You have to look at the person who supports the devil, and you look closer at them. And we give them a pass because we say they must be crazy, they must be insane. No, they're very intelligent. They're just evil. They're looking at what's for them. See, that's the thing. We make excuses for stupid. We call stupid crazy. We call stupid insane. But no, it's not just stupid. It's the demons, devils. He worked them, those people that we hear, the black folks, brown folks, whatever, Caucasians, when you see that them, when they're silent, they might as well be loud because they're telling you who they are. And then the ones that actually tell you who they are, like Maya Angelou once said, if they telling you who they are, believe them. See, that's the thing. We make excuses for people that says stupid things or do dumb things, and we call it dumb or stupid. No, it's evil. That's the thing. We give excuses to evil, but you don't give excuses when somebody do something good. We are very suspicious. But when somebody do something evil, we say, "Oh, he must be stupid." No, you better recognize evil when you see it. You better recognize when somebody's working against you and stand up and say that's wrong. Because we can't be silent any longer. We got to stop questioning what's happening and just believe it and then go forward, and we got to work against it. It's time for us to come together. Here's the thing: we using, as I've always said, we're using their methods to solve our problems. Stop it. Stop it. Their tools are not meant to work for us, but we're using their tools to work for us and wondering why it's not working. And that's why I tell people it doesn't take 400 years to fix this, what we call our problem. It's not rare their problem. There used to be a war on poverty. Now there's a war on the poor. There's war on the middle class. There's war on us. They fought a so-called war to free the slaves, but now there's a war against the black folks. Again, it's a war on us again. And it started when we were set free, so-called freedom. They never set us free because they never given us the rights that we were so justly deserved. So we have to stop pretending that, oh, this is a great country. It's never been a great country. Never. This country has blood on its hands. And it just keeps putting more blood on its hands. And that, you know what, they're squeezing and killing our children and killing ourselves. And we're standing by and we're making excuses here. It's time for us to rise up and stick together. It's time for us, sisters and brothers, to come together. Stop working against each other. We are not at war with each other. It's time for us to stand up with each other and stop with this pretension of saying that, look, all men are this and all women are that. No, it's time for us to stand together. It was a time when we were gathering together. And now, because when women were fighting for women's rights, no, we didn't belong. Our sisters didn't belong in that fight. We belong together. Don't fight with the white folks. They say the white women were fighting for their rights. They got their rights. Now what happened to you women, black sisters? Same thing is still going on. And you felt that jobs were going to come to you because you got educated. Now they're snatching the rug from under you because most of your corporate jobs are now evaporating. And then I'm gonna tell you something. They will go away. They will go away. People are working at home. You know what? You won't be working at home. You'll be at home, but you won't have a job. And if you don't get a trade, if you don't be an entrepreneur, you will be screwed. And that's a fact. This is not a premonition. I'm not a professor. I don't predict the future, but I'm gonna tell you something. What's happening in this present is definitely happening right now, and it's gonna affect everybody. And most of all, it's gonna affect us if we're not ready. And we got to stand together. We got to stop this backbiting and fighting and everything and saying, I'm women's rights and this rights and I want to be treated and I want to be taken care of. Listen, my mother worked for a living. She got up every morning. I walked her to the bus stop, and all the brothers, and all the guys in the neighborhood, they walked their mothers to the bus stop because mothers and fathers worked. See, sisters, you're delusional when you say my mama stayed at home. Your mama couldn't afford. Black folks couldn't afford to stay at home. We had to get out there and work. So we're not like them. We say, I want the same treatment. I want to be at home. I want to be taken care of. Listen, your mama never was at home. She worked. And my mother worked. My father worked. Everybody worked. I even had a job at 8, 9 years old, throwing newspapers. We all worked. We didn't complain one time about, oh man, I'm gonna quit. No, we did not quit. We kept moving forward. And that's the thing we have to understand, sisters. You gotta understand, I'm not just riding the sisters, but I'm just telling you, it's not an equal level playing ground when we talking about we both have to work together in a household. Two incomes won't be able to do it, but we're going to try to make that work. But one income can't take care of two people. That's what I have to say, my brother.
Wow. Each and every weekday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, you can catch us on uh, this our wonderful broadcast every day. As I told you on yesterday, as we were preparing, we got Mr. Jack Smith is testifying, and I'm going to, if Brother Lee, if you could be, I'm looking at later afternoon, early evening to come back and do a walkthrough on what's said because I got a little notation from a journalist friend of mine. James, you're going to want to listen to this, and this is some stuff that we're going to be talking about. So I'm going to be, along with Brother Lee, we're going to be keeping our eyes on what's going on there because I also got a report from a congressperson that they didn't want me to put the name out there right now about, and it ain't who y'all think, it ain't Mr. Thompson, that said that they're really seriously, they're gathering together they're counting the votes and they almost have them. Folks, just getting rid of one person is not going to solve the problem. We got to get rid of and dig all of that cancer out. That means the people that initiated this, the illegal orders, and when the Orange Man went over to the summit over there, the economic summit, and he landed, usually they have all the pomp and circumstance and all the little soldiers of the country, the host country usually welcome in the folks. They had nobody out there, had a red carpet rolled out there so at least he won't slip and fall on the ice or nothing. And he was really not received because you can't go around threatening people that hold your debt. You can't go around messing with these people because they're far more, and they know that you're an idiot. And then they know that the people behind, they know everything that's going on. And I think that we get the short end of the stick, maybe one, because we might not listen or we might not be paying attention. The news gets so boring or whatever the case may be where we don't even um, things are just up in the air. And just like Brother Lee was saying, we had not the luxury, and it's a good thing, Penelope, as I see that your mom was very fortunate to be able to stay at home until you guys were, with your younger brothers and sisters and everything. And but it was there was a time that mothers had to go to work. If it wasn't for my brother and my sisters, they watched us and they kept us and they looked out for us and practically raised us because somebody had to go and go to work, what have you. And Like I said, we take our hats off to our parents, our foreparents that are have
I would
sacrificed
like to
for
say
us. And
this, my
it's
brother.
go ahead, come on, Lee, come on with
I
it,
would
come
like
on.
to say this, and I
Uh huh.
understand my sister Penelope was saying her mother was at home. See, one thing we have to understand, my sister, is the exception is not the rule. See, you can point to you and say, look, it's happening to me. My mother was home. Well, we can't keep looking at the exceptions and say that's the rule. Just because the few got it, that doesn't mean everybody was doing it. And see, that's when we say, when we point to the few and say that's what's happening to the many, it doesn't work like that. You can't prove a point by saying that there's an exception out there that's going on, and it must be that what I'm saying is true. What you're saying is true. It's not, it doesn't work like that. The exception is not the rule. When I say what I said, most black women were working. I didn't say every black woman was working. Most black women were working. You watch that movie Claudine, that's how life was. And there were men in the home, and there was men not out there at home because the government has set it up so I'll give you money if you put your man out. I'll give you food if you put your man out. I'll give you food if you're not married to anybody. I'll give you food and money and shelter if you put that black man out and make sure he stays out, because the minute you let him in is that you gonna get cut off from the government. So that's how that worked. You watch that movie Claudine, and I'm gonna tell you something. That's not the exception. That's the rule, my sister. We got to stop pointing to the few and say that's how the many was living. Because
Mm.
you were blessed to have your mother home. That a lot of us was not blessed to have mama at the house where she didn't have to work. And then let me tell you then, the economy wasn't out of control, but we was making the fewest dollars because we were at the bottom of the work scale. You know, we were in the service industries. See, we were in a lot. Most of us were in the service. You're gonna say, well, my mother was educated, and well, that's the exception, not the rule. Sister, you too smart for that. You too smart to fall into the trap of the few, of saying, okay, I see somebody's working in Sears Tower, they in a penthouse in there. That must be how all the brothers are working or all the sisters I got jobs. No, that's the exception, not the rule. Oprah is an exception. She is not the rule. President Obama is the exception, not the rule. He's the first black president. That doesn't make that they're all going to be black. That's what I have to say, my sister.
All right. Well, you're listening to the Magman Morning Show each and every weekday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's 10 o'clock on the East Coast, right here, right there. Yeah, well, I understand. Right here on Mac Media 3 Productions. Let me see what you said. Penelope said we need to be, well, yeah, we need to be the exception, but Brother Lee, Miss Penelope say we need to be the exception. Help us out a little bit, but it just doesn't work like that all the time. It ain't Brady Bunch and Dr. Huxtable. Come on, Brother Lee, help us out a little bit about reality of the things that are going on. If you got anything else
Well,
you'd
let me
like to say.
say this to my sister. We're not
And we're
there
having a
yet.
discussion, y'all. Ain't no fighting.
We're not
Go
there
ahead.
yet. We need to be, yes, we need to be treated better. We need to have better schools in our community. We need to not have these food deserts. What I'm saying is, my sister, yes, what we need and what is two different things. You standing in the future, but you living in the present. So that's what I'm trying to tell you is, yes, those are the things we need, but you're talking about what we need, not what's going on. See, yes, I'm with you on that. Yes, we need those things, but those things weren't happening. Those things weren't happening. And you talking about, okay, you relying on a situation that's not there yet. See, that's the thing. Prove me wrong. You know what? I tell you what now, my sister, look these things up that I just said. You look these up, and I'm not trying to get against you or rub you the wrong way, but I want you to stay in reality here. And you know, when you talk to somebody who grew up in the 60s, and some of my brothers grew up in the 50s and 40s, and I'm gonna tell you like this, they will tell you something different. They would say most of these sisters, and I'm gonna tell you something. You can go to the Delta all the way up to Chicago and all the way up to Michigan and Minnesota, and the same thing. A lot of these mothers and fathers were working in the fields and the Delta side by side. There was nobody at home. When Mama got out of the field, she went home and she cooked, and then he did the work around that house. Them sharecroppers worked together. Then you can look that up. Sharecroppers, women and men worked in the fields, picked cotton peas, collard greens, all of that thing, chopped cotton. Yes, and I'm gonna tell you something. I come from a family in the South, and most of us came from the South. And I'm gonna tell you something. And we work side by side. I'm gonna tell you like this, my sister. There's no exceptions back then. There was nobody, and I'm gonna tell you like this. It's going to go back to that. Not working in the fields, but you're going to have to figure out something, because I'm going to tell you like this. Those corporate jobs that people have, that these sisters and brothers have out there, and they working at home, say, where you work? I work at home. Do you know these corporations are in the process of getting rid of everybody who's working at home? That's a fact. We can thumb our noses up and say, look, I work at home. I make $100,000+. But let me tell you something. Those days are gonna be over. We're gonna have to get back together and start working our own economy, buying from us. That's the only thing that's gonna save us, is that we work for us and we work with us. And that's how we're going to build this economy in these United States. Not preparing, not getting ready for working for them, because they're going to get rid of us. They're doing it as we speak right now, my sister. Look this up. We're being laid off by the thousands, fired. Call it what you want, kicked out. That's what I have to say, my sister.
All right. And it is true, Will. We are living in some times that we got to prepare. And once again, let me say this to all of our listeners and our viewers everywhere, right here, especially in the Mid South and the Midwest. This storm is coming. Folks, this storm is coming. Prepare yourself as best as you can. Look out and call your folks and make sure that they're okay. Mom's okay, Brother Lee. I know you'll get a chance uh, to talk to our relatives down there, but it is going to. They're looking for this storm, but we know that things are going to be okay, and we'll keep our eyes open. Once again, Jack Smith is testifying. I'm going to glean everything that I can. If it's necessary, we'll come back and we're going to talk about it a little bit and see what's going on and what the reaction of the folks are going to be, because I'm pretty sure somebody's eyes are going to be popped wide open when certain things. Don't be, yeah, I'm surprised, but then again, don't be surprised, because we already know in part what's there and what's the sources behind it. And it's just like he said, it's evil, it's pure evil sitting back there, and we're watching it. Will we be able to have the strength to get this not done? Because all you got to do is just look at it. He has free reign. I have never seen a leader or a president here that got the carte blanche that this he's just going for broke, and literally going for broke, trying to break us, trying to break everything that's around us. But we're not going to even, like I said, and I agree with Brother Lee. I don't even want to put him on it. I would not put nothing that he says unless he says something that is pertinent or that we would review. But then even when we review, we always review and we see the things that are happening. I'd like to thank everybody that joined us on this morning. We're getting ready to like I said, we're getting ready to have our day. Please be vigilant. Those of you that got that weather coming or in your area, some are not experiencing it. But then I got a message from the Oklahoma side of our network, and they're saying that they're getting hit pretty bad, and it's coming in through there up into North Texas, and it's traveling. It's a slow moving storm, but it's very powerful in what it's doing. And we know that everybody, please take the precautions that you need to take. Listen, we'll be back here on tomorrow, and we're going to be and if nothing pertinent comes out that we got to come back on, we will come back on. But now we will give you a full recap of everything that's been happening. We're not going to stick on this. We need to get our economy together. We need to get ourselves positioned in a place where we got to start doing business with each other, and then reaching out. Thank you, Penelope, for everything. And Brother Lee appreciates you too for everything that's going on. We just want to keep you informed and let you see a lot of things that you hear us say. Um, might not be, you might say, man, that really happened. Man, they really put dogs and fire hoses on folks. And man, this thing happened. Y'all was dirt poor. It was really, really, really difficult. And I'm telling you, not just a Southern thing. It's a worldwide thing, not just a Southern thing, Penelope. It is a world. I mean, black people, people of color, put it that way, and black people, period. We have had the rough end of the stick, but yet we come out of every battle. Even though we're torn, we still come out of every battle on top. Let me thank everybody for being here. I want to thank all of you that have participated. Thank Brother Lee Mack, our chief commentator and our co-host of the Mack Man Morning Show, for being here. I really appreciate it. God knows that I do. I want you all to continue to stay watchful, like and subscribe so that you can get the alerts that come on. And when we come on, you get the notifications also. Thank everybody for all of your attention that you've given up to us. We're going to get out of here, but we'll be in touch with you and keep you posted on the things that are going on. And I got a new affirmation, and I'm just happy about it. And it's just something to encourage your day. And it is, stop crying over what you have lost and start prophesying, speaking good over what you still have. And just let's be appreciative, because what we do have, it took a lot of work for us to get to where we are and to get what we have, not just materialistically, but as a people. And I'll see you all on tomorrow. And for everybody here at Mack Media 3 Productions, we want to thank you all for being here. Stay tuned and look out for our announcement, and we'll keep you posted on what's going on in D.C. This is the Mack Man Morning Show, each and every weekday morning, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's 10 o'clock on the East Coast, right here on Hot Talk Radio and television, broadcasting Mack Media 3 Productions, all of our outlets and our affiliates all over the country and all over the world. We want to thank you all for being here. Y'all take care. Have a wonderful day. This is the Mack Man Show.
It's the Mack Man Morning Show. It's the Mack Man Morning Show. It's the Mack Man Morning Show. It's the Mack Man Morning Show. Sitting at home when you're in your car. It's the Mack Man Morning Show. No matter if you get far. It's the Mack Man Morning Show. You better tune in quick or you might just miss. It's the Mack Man Morning Show. The best show is